Yes, yes, the Casanovians. Okay, boys, happy Monday. I hope we're all raring to get at it. Just set the intention this week to become the most fuckable, magnetic, rockstar, confident version of ourselves who can attract women without even having to say a word, walk into a room, leave with the hottest woman in there, and ultimately operate from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack. One of my favorite quotes, John Milton. Evil is the knowledge that believes itself complete, right? If you're anything like me, I've got an obsession with progression. I always want to be hitting those new heights, and I want to dedicate the live stream today to becoming Batman and why becoming Batman is a cheat code for attracting women. So I literally just got back from the gym and having a few conversations with our Entourage guys in the WhatsApp group. By the way, just massive shout out to every single guy who's in the Entourage. We had our Sunday group coaching call yesterday, and dude, like the stories that are coming out there, like the motivation from the private WhatsApp group where guys are approaching, seducing in all the like multiple cities across the world, getting everybody together in our weekly masterminds, and guys are like, dude, like saying to other guys, thank you so much for documenting your approaches this week, because that inspired me to push myself more. Like that inspired me to go harder with cold approach, push harder at the gym, really immerse myself in different activities like the gym, fighting, languages, like just big shout out. Like we are creating something truly special in this group. It's not just about cold approach, and that's really what I want to be speaking to you boys about today. It's about becoming the full package, right? I'm not teaching you how cold approach works on this channel. I'm teaching you how you can become the version of yourself who cold approach can work for. That is such an important distinction. I'm not teaching you how cold approach works. I'm teaching you how you can become the version of yourself who cold approach works for. I'm learning more and more that what I'm really teaching my guys, like my private one-to-one clients, all the guys in the Entourage, what I'm really teaching them is bulletproof belief, is the internal side of the game of life. Because look, I can give you all the technical shit, right? I can teach you how to approach, I can teach you how to carry a conversation, I can teach you how to build investment during your conversation so that girl actually wants to see you again. But the technical side of game, we'll call it, game is just learning how to get what you want, by the way. The technical side makes up about 3%, and this is where most guys will fall short. This is where most coaches will fall short, because most guys who try and learn this skill on their own, or most coaches who try and teach this skill, it's like the blind leading the blind, they just place 97% of emphasis on the technical side, right? That's like old school pickup, right? Old school pickup was about learning lines and tricks and routines, memorizing scripts to trick any woman into bed, right? It's about the 5-minute sales pitch, how you can masquerade as a paragon of perfection, how you can masquerade as a man of value. It was very much emphasis placed on acquisition as opposed to retention, right? I want both. I want my guys to get both, right? I want the acquisition. I want them to get the leads coming through the funnel, but I also want them to be able to close these leads and create this lifetime value, right? So it's the difference between getting women and keeping women. And this is about becoming the full package. And this is what this live stream is dedicated to teaching you. It's going to be a long one because I just want to share everything, right? No course, no $997 course. I'm not trying to sell you into a low ticket, $47 a month school community. I've just got one really expensive product. It's called the Entourage. It's my private community. It's where the guys who work with me get in-person coaching experience, weekly group coaching calls, direct access to me on WhatsApp so they can book in one-to-one calls with me whenever they like, different like secret worldwide meetups. It's my inner circle, and it's really my decade-long vision, right? I'm not thinking in terms of days. I'm thinking in terms of decades. And what I'm building, or what we're building within the Entourage, it is something really special. So becoming Batman. So one of the reasons why I love Batman so much is because he doesn't actually have any powers. Have you ever like thought about that? Like the other superheroes, like they've got powers, right? Like the fucking Hulk gets like gargantuanly swole. Spider-Man is like shooting fucking jizz from his knuckles on webs. But like Batman's just cool, right? Batman doesn't have any powers. what Batman has become is the full package. Like, the way that I like to view Batman is a multidisciplinary action hero, right? Multidisciplinary action hero. And for me, this is the cheat code to attracting women, right? It's becoming the full package. It's becoming the most fuckable version of yourself, externally and internally. So, like, just off the top of my head, if we look at the character of Batman, right? He's in shape, he's got money, he can fight, he can defend himself, he's got charm, he's got confidence, he's got charisma, he's got emotional resilience, he's got depth to his character as well. So he experienced trauma in his childhood, but rather than transmuting that trauma into a turbulent lifestyle and feeling sorry for himself, he transmuted that pain into power. And that is directly linked to our ability to cold approach and handle the inevitable vicissitudes of life. It's like, throw me in hell, I'll find a way to enjoy it. So I've always enjoyed breaking down the character of Batman. Like, The Dark Knight is one of my favorite films, but this notion of becoming a multidisciplinary action hero. If you boys have downloaded my free course, it's called My Most Fuckable Man course. You can download it after the live stream's finished if you've not seen it already, or downloaded it already. One of the things I explain in that course is the goal is not necessarily to become attractive. The goal is to become irreplaceable, right? The goal is not to become attractive necessarily. The goal is to become irreplaceable, right? So how can we make ourselves so wickedly unique that the women who we meet can't live without us, right? It's like if you created a superstar product, like the product that I use in my hair. I've used that as an example before. I get this product from a company called Lush, and I keep buying it. I keep going back to Lush and getting this product because it's the best product that I found. Like, they've created a product which I'm not happy to live without. Do you understand? So it's like, how can you create your product, right? The product of you, productizing yourself. How can you make yourself so wickedly unique, so hyper-fuckable that you become irreplaceable? That the women you meet are thinking to themselves, I cannot afford to lose this man from my life. I've never met anybody like you before. Oh my God, you're so different to all of the other guys. And this is where guys, and look, like, full empathy on my part, because I think there's just a lot of misinformation out there online. Like, if you go to any cold approach channel on YouTube, if you just type in gay game, you're just going to get a lot of strange people who are really entrenched in that pickup space. And for them, it's all about technique, right? It's all about, oh, you know, needs to get the perfect stop, vibe, stack. Oh, has she hooked yet? And, like, you know, that's got its place. But really what I find is lacking is, it's not what you say. It's not how you say it. It's who you are when you say it, right? This is the emphasis that I place on my coaching. It's the emphasis on identity, right? So not chasing a goal, chasing an identity. So how can you become the version of yourself who is irreplaceable? How can you become the version of yourself that is so wickedly unique that women are just blown away by you in the first few seconds, right? So, like, look at the character of Batman. Like he can fight, he can defend himself, he's in shape, right? So, like, that is just like basic stuff that anybody can start doing, right? I train Muay Thai out here in Thailand. I do it between 4 and 5 times a week. It feels incredible. I feel more like a man, right? I feel more masculine. I feel more creative, more competent. I feel more in control of my life. My girlfriend out here in Bangkok, she absolutely loves it. The sex is off the absolute scale because I just feel more wholesome now. I just feel like it's one of those things that every man, in my opinion, should just be able to defend himself. It projects our proclivity as a protector, gets your testosterone up. I think there's so many guys who want to learn this skill of seduction, but they're quintessential nice guys, right? They're people pleasers. They're scared of rocking the boat, pissing people off. Oftentimes, those guys, they just need a punch in the face. That's all they need. Right? They just need to get woken the fuck up, right? And I can say this because if you look at the person that I was 4 years ago, I was a hyper-feminized little low-life loser nonce, right? So I've developed my character. It's like I've put in the reps to become my own version of Batman, right? So it's like, if I've been able to do from where I started, porn addict, erectile dysfunction, £24.82, a universal credit in my bank account, never done a direct cold approach in my life 4 years ago, then I don't understand what the reason is that you can't put in the reps to transform yourself. So just this notion, like becoming a multidisciplinary action hero, and this should be fun, right? It's fun. It's like leveling up your character, right? It's like, what can you add to your character to make yourself more wickedly unique? So it's like, if you're not currently going to fight gyms, why not just go along, right? Like, that's what Batman would do. Let's think to yourself, right? What would Batman do, right? He dive bombs into discomfort. He runs towards resistance. Whenever things crop up that might scare him or cause him adversity, he just runs towards them. So it's like, oh, I don't want to fight. Well, why not? Like, just go to a fight gym. Just put yourself in that animalistic environment. See how you feel after it, right? It feels good. It feels good to level yourself up. If you don't currently have a consistent gym routine, then just start going. Get yourself a personal trainer for the accountability. This is literally a conversation that I had recently with one of our Entourage members. So let me tell you a story, because I think this is actually going to be really important. Let me just take a swig of water, because this is a great story. Like the live stream if you're enjoying this so far. Right. The story that I'm going to share, I think is going to resonate with a lot of you gentlemen. Right. I really hope after hearing this story, it's just going to flick a switch in your mind and you just start thinking to yourself, fuck, I need to really get on it. That sounds like me. If he's doing it, I can do it as well, right? So one of our guys in the Entourage, really high level guy, 38 years old, making like serious money. This is a guy who we've got in the Entourage who literally links our other guys up with remote jobs, right? So in the Entourage, we've also got guys who can link you up with remote high ticket jobs, right? So the Entourage is not just a place to get women. Like, if you want to learn how to make money online, then we can link you up with the right people. But the guy in question, finances on point, fashion on point, like everything going well. But there was a problem that he was facing, and the problem that he was facing recently when he was going out to cold approach was the vibe he was giving off wasn't seductive, right? He was having very platonic conversation. So his conversations were pleasant, but they weren't sending these women wild, right? So he was going out, he was doing his approaches, and it just felt like something was missing, right? Something was missing. He started to get a little bit frustrated. So he reached out to me and we booked in a one-to-one call just a couple of days ago. So he booked in a call with me. We ended up speaking for about an hour, and we really had like a proper, like we really like gutted it, like a really deep conversation. Like when I have these conversations with my guys, I tell people what they need to know rather than what they want to hear. Like, I'm fully at peace with my clients not liking me. I don't care. I care about results. I care about getting my guys to where they need to be. So if I need to upset people, if I need to piss people off, if I need to create tension between the two of us, I will do that, because I give a fuck about results, right? That's all the focus is. It's like, someone pays me money, let's get this guy results, right? I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. I will make you successful, right? Because my reputation is attached to your success, right? Understand? Good. So we had a conversation, and what I asked him was, right, dude, what are you doing apart from cold approaching and working? Like, what are you doing in your life apart from going out there, cold approaching, and doing your job? Nothing, right? What was missing from his life was some high testosterone physical activities, right? Like, when he was going over to these women, the vibe was lukewarm. He lacked this dominant, assertive, masculine edge. And like, just doing more approaches, oh, just approach more women, bro, that's not going to do anything. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. Again, this is where most cold approach advice falls flat. It's like, oh, you need to work on your verbals, you need to work on your technicals, oh, you need to get your stop better, you need to have a longer conversation. Like, those things do matter to an extent, but what matters more is who you are when you're going into that approach, right? So really, really fucking practical. I said to him, you need to start going to the gym, right? You just need to start going to the gym. And he said, I don't like the gym. I was like, it doesn't matter what you like, it matters what works. Like, you don't always like cold approaching, but you do it. You don't always like doing your job, but you do it. So it's substituting desire for discipline, right? So he thought about it for a little while, and he was like, yeah, like, I've not been pushing my body to the limit. Like, I've not been training viciously. Like, I have let myself go a little bit. I have been slacking off. And when I am approaching these women, yeah, it feels like I am lacking that assertive masculine edge. So he implemented my advice. The next day, he went to a gym. He hired a personal trainer for 10 one-to-one sessions. He went to that gym session yesterday. He then sent a voice message into the group being like, boys, I'm absolutely pumped. Like, I've not felt like this in a long time. My testosterone's going through the roof. I'm walking past all these beautiful women. I want to approach every single woman. And then he approached a woman. And as soon as he went over, something just felt different. Something was just on, right? And then he ended up taking that woman out on a date the same day yesterday. And now they're meeting up again for another date. And like he was telling us some like stories of things that were actually going on in that day. I won't share them on this live stream. That's for private entertainment only. But like the feedback that this woman gave him on the date was, you're like a caveman. You're like a caveman, right? That is like the ultimate type of vibe that we want to get into, right? Fucking caveman game. It's like me man, she woman. I like that, right? None of this cognitive overthinking. None of this thinking too many steps ahead, experiencing failure in advance, rejecting ourselves on the woman's behalf. It's like that focus on building your character, like doing things that make you feel good, doing activities where you push your body, you get your aura as high as possible. The girl's your mirror. She feels what you feel. Now, he's approaching these women with more of that assertive, dominant, masculine edge, and evidence has got the loudest voice. Numbers don't lie, results speak for themselves. Within just a day of implementing my pretty basic advice, like, dude, just start going to the gym more, start pushing your body, start feeling more like a savage, he gets a date, right? That doesn't happen by luck, it happens by design, right? Difference between information and implementation. So from that story, where are you slacking at the moment? Right, like where are you slacking? Maybe you're slacking on your fitness. Maybe you're slacking on your fashion, your finances. Like there are things that you are currently doing which are preventing you from living the life that you want to live. There are things preventing you from becoming the full package, right? Because if you could be living your ideal dating life, if you could be dating the women you wanted, making the money you wanted, living the life you wanted, you'd already be doing it. Right? You'd already be doing all those things. So in order for us to advance and to elevate to the next level, it's about metaphorically crucifying our current character and assimilating new elements into our current character to become so violently differentiated, so wickedly unique that as soon as we go over to these women, they're desperate to go on dates with us. And it's not about the technicals. It's not about learning some London day game model or some clever routine or, oh, that sounds like a nice line. Like replicating things that you see other guys on their infields. Just replicating things that they say or things that they do. It's not going to make a difference to you, right? It's about you being like just brutally honest with yourself. Right, if you've got friends who can give you feedback, like no bullshit feedback, just get your friends to rate you. Tell them, right, boys, where am I slacking right now? Is it my fitness? Is it my fashion? Is it my social skills? Is it my overall charisma? Am I lacking that dark, assertive, masculine authority? Like when I'm going over to these women, am I coming across as a people pleaser? Start recording the audio of your conversation because you'll be able to listen to your tonality and your verbals and the way that you're presenting yourself. That's usually an internal problem because once you've got the internal side fixed, right? So like when you're radiating that rock star confidence, you feel like the most fuckable man on the planet. You just feel like the most fuckable version of yourself. All the technicals, it all takes care of themselves. Do you understand this? It's like when you feel whole within, like none of the rest of the shit matters. Like, oh, am I speaking too fast? Like, it doesn't matter, right? Because you're already radiating from that place of wholeness rather than from that place of lack. So the character of Batman, right, becoming the full package. This is what I say to you boys, learn day game, don't become a day gamer, right? You have to have more things going on in your life than just work and cold approach. You know, you go on a date and the girl's like, what do you do? And it's like, well, I kind of just like work my job and approach women in the fucking mall. No, like she doesn't want to be the adventure. She wants to be invited into an adventure. And like David Data says in The Way of the Superior Man, she doesn't want to be number one, right? You need to have missions in your life. You need to have excitement in your life that isn't her. That's like what Batman's got going on, right? Batman's vision is like keeping Gotham safe, right? So he's got purpose over punani. Do you understand? It's like Gotham is his focus, like becoming the most capable, confident, creative version of himself so he can keep his city safe. That's his purpose. That's his mission, right? He's not in his fucking Batcave thinking, oh, how am I going to get Susie to like me? Oh, I need to go out today. I need to do approaches. Oh, I hope these women like me. He's like, no, fuck that. I've got Gotham. I've got Gotham to save. And like, as he's doing his thing, like whenever he sees women, like, dude, he can invite them into his life. This is not saying that you shouldn't be out there cold approaching, but when you are approaching women, which is a fucking great thing to do, that's going to make you feel good in yourself. It has to come from this place of wholeness, right? So rather than going over to women like needing them to complete you, it's like you already feel whole in yourself. You've already got excitement in your life that isn't her. She's just a beautiful byproduct of a beautiful life. And if she decides to decline your invitation, no problem. You're going anyway. You've got missions in your life that isn't her. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like Batman has got purpose in his life, which is not women. And then beautiful women are a beautiful byproduct of a beautiful life. I think what else is really cool about Batman, one sec. Let me just take another swig. Like the live stream for enjoying it. I think what else is really cool and important about Batman's character is he has an antagonist. He has an enemy, an adversary in the Joker, right? Without the Joker, there is no Batman. Like, obviously he's got different enemies like fucking Catwoman, the Penguin, the Riddler, but his main adversary is the Joker, right? So it's like you can't have light without dark. Without the Joker, there is no Batman. Like the Joker forces Batman to level up, to keep getting better and better and better. Because if Batman doesn't keep getting better and better and better, the Joker will surpass him. That means the demise of Gotham, the fucking Batcave has disappeared, all these fucking nice cars, no more. So it's like they need each other. Do you understand? It's like they need each other, like the peace and the chaos, right? Light and dark, they need each other. So a really cool thought experiment that I like to do is creating your own adversary. So this is really important. For me, my Joker, if you like, is mediocrity, right? Like more than anything else, one of my deepest fears is getting to the end of my life and thinking, I could have done more. Like I could have pushed myself harder. Getting to the end of my life thinking I didn't reach my full potential, right? So my adversary isn't concrete. It's not like it's a person, it's a feeling, right? Mediocrity, just settling rather than going after what I want, settling for what I think I can get. And that's my fuel. Like that's really my passion. Like that's my Joker, right? So we were having a conversation on our Entourage group coaching call yesterday, and you know, we have discussions about lots of different things, but we were talking about the dopamine demons. We were talking about how modern society is designed for you to fail. Like modern society is designed to keep you weak and distracted, and some addicted cyborg who's just like, oh, what's going on, right? That's what modern society is designed. It's set up in a way for you to fail, to be a lazy, programmable NPC, right? This is why I say to you boys, this all goes deeper than day game, right? Like learning cold approach, I think immersing yourself in this skill set, it's like the first step. For me anyway, it was the first real step towards waking up. It's like a 2 middle finger salute to a society that wants to keep me shackled in the matrix of mediocrity, right? And it's like, I find this particular discipline, like going out, cold approaching, you know, just training at the gym, learning to fight, living an international lifestyle, making money online, it attracts a certain type of individual, right? It attracts the freedom from bullshit practitioners, the guys who are not prepared to do what they're told, the guys who don't want to be living that lifestyle where they have to ask the boss to go for a shift. It's the decentralized skill set of the awake 1%. And once you've unlocked this skill, it starts to unlock the rest of your life. It really sends you down a beautiful rabbit hole where the whole world starts to not make sense, but it starts to become more clear. right? It's like, fucking hell, we're living in a simulation. Everything that I want is achievable. Everything that I've ever wanted to happen has already happened. Everything that has been, everything that is, everything that ever will be, it's all there in the fourth dimensional realm. And if nothing that I'm saying right now makes any slither of sense to you, then my friend, you've got a lot of learning to do, which is great, which is fun, which is exciting. Like obsession with progression. Evil is the knowledge that believes itself complete. But we were having a conversation on our group coaching call yesterday, and one of our guys, he's gone 7 days without smoking cigarettes, which is fucking amazing. Like, this is why I love our group so much, because it's just this holistic self-development ecosystem. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got guys, yeah, they're unlocking the skill, they're going on dates, they're having girlfriend experiences, they're getting long-term partners, but it's like people come in for the cold approach, but they stay for the community. They stay for the value, like the life game value. It's like leveling up financially, spiritually, like fucking physically, right? So one of our guys went 7 days without smoking, which is a massive milestone for him. I've been keeping him accountable. He's been messaging me every single day, checking in with me. He's been like checking in with the rest of our guys as well. And he was explaining like where he's based in the United States. Like, he was like, I've never even noticed before how dopagenic, is that a word? Dopagenic, that's a really cool word, I'm not sure if it is. Like, how dopagenic society is. Like, in the United States, he was explaining to me, like, at the gas stations, they have slot machines. You go inside of the gas station, it's like soda, processed foods, like fucking potato chips. And I was like, yeah, dude, have you ever noticed that when you go into the supermarket, they don't put like blueberries and avocado and strawberries right at the front. As soon as you walk into a supermarket, usually you'll just see the crisps and the snacks and the donuts, reduce donuts, right? Again, it's designed to keep you static. It's designed for you to fail, right? So it's like becoming a freedom from bullshit practitioner, becoming awake. It's like, it's so important, because it's like, you surround yourself with the right people, you get into the right rooms, and it's then a rising tide lifts all the boats. And then when we have these discussions, it's just like everything benefits, right? And it's like, we were speaking about becoming this multidisciplinary action hero, right? A guy who takes radical responsibility for his life, a guy who's able to handle undesirable outcomes, a guy who is able to dive bomb into discomfort, run towards resistance, do what terrifies him, become the character who he needs to become, not just to attract women, but to actually feel whole in himself. And this is what we do inside of the Entourage, right? Yeah, we teach guys how to cold approach. We give them the technicals. We give them the playbook. That's why we give the in-person coaching experiences, because what I found to be true is guys, they need their hand held through this experience. You'll find it yourself. When you are going out there and trying to do it all on your own, it's very, very difficult. Not just to get started, but to keep getting started, right? Without accountability, without feedback, without a masculine support network in place, it's easy just to become one of those guys online who's like, oh, cold approach doesn't work. I've done 3,000 approaches and nothing changed. Yeah, nothing changed because nothing changed, right? Feedback, support, guidance, accountability, reassurance. Like, dude, don't worry. Like, everybody gets those undesirable outcomes. Let's go on to the next one. Maybe she just wasn't your girl. Maybe she wasn't in the mood today. Let's go do some more approaches. Let's go hand out more invitations. Don't worry, I've got you. Put my arm around you. Like, we're in this together. The in-persons are important because, yeah, they'll give you the technicals, but it's like just being able to have your hand held through this whole experience is important. But you need more than just the technicals, and that's why we integrated the private WhatsApp group, the one-to-one calls, the group coaching calls, because in my experience, to really take this skill set to the moon, all of these things need to be in place. Like having like-minded guys around you who you can actually connect with, talk about this stuff with, normalize this process, but also guys who can just tell you how it is, guys who can just give you no bullshit feedback. Like, dude, you need to go to the gym. Dude, you're lacking a sexual masculine edge. Oh, dude, you need to get rid of these cigarettes, right? So what I'm learning more and more is really the currency that I sell is belief. Yeah, like really believing in people more than they believe in themselves and telling them what they need to know rather than what they want to hear, so we all win together, right? That's why I continue to develop myself, right? That's why I continue to have this obsession with progression and learn to fight, go into this 3-day mastermind at the end of October, where I'm going to be in a room with like multi-millionaires, guys who are making $1 million a month online, because whenever I learn new things, I filter it into my entourage. I share it with you, or bits of it with you, on this live stream. And again, I give away information. I charge for implementation. So yeah, if you're interested in joining us and really just taking charge of your life, then there's a link below. You can apply to work with me. Hop on a call, find out if you're the right fit. If I don't think you're the right fit, I ain't gonna work with you. I can't be arsed. Like, it's just an expensive headache. If I don't genuinely think I can help you, I'll still give you as much value as possible, and I'll aim to point you in the right direction, because I just think that in learning this skill, there is a lot of misinformation. So becoming the full package, becoming the most fuckable version of you, finding out where your weak spots are. So training like a savage, learning combat sports, maybe you learn a language, maybe you learn an instrument, maybe you start solo traveling, getting more life experience, maybe you go to improv classes, maybe you learn to dance, maybe you learn to do some fucking pole fitness or painting or pottery. Just anything that you can integrate into your character to make you more wickedly unique, and also just give you more things to talk about as well. You know, go over and approach a girl. Hey, I just got back from salsa. Hey, I just got back from Muay Thai. You might be dripping with sweat, and she's thinking, finally, fucking Batman's come over to me. So yeah, watch this live stream back a couple of times, because there wasn't really any particular structure. I just expostulate wherever the whims may take me. But yeah, boys, listen, if you enjoyed this live stream, I appreciate all of you a lot. Today is Monday, where I'm based, so yeah, let's just all crush it. Let's all go forward, embark on this unorthodox odyssey. Eternity's a long time, and we're too long dead to play it safe. So whilst we're alive on this earth, let's not die with our music still inside of us. I love you boys very much. I'll speak with you tomorrow. All right, bye.